And then I said, it's a good stress reliever, video games. You know what I mean?
Please, I tell people that all the
All
time.
the time.
It just doesn't
Nobody
work.
ever listens. You
No,
know what
nobody,
I'm talking about?
nobody. They just think it's like, oh, that's nothing.
Oh, it's
You need to use
you
this
can learn a
stress
good
ball.
story.
It's like, come
from,
on.
from games.
It's like watching a
can-
movie, but
you
being
can-
able to do it.
You can, oh,
hi, yeah.
hey, how are ya? Someone's getting fired today. Anyway,
Yeah,
what's up, guys? Welcome back to Gamers Universe. I'm Troy Dilo, and with me, as always, is my good buddy Joe Marcello.
Hi. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. We were just talking.
I have the power to fire and hire. Okay, so anyway, so today we're going to be reviewing one good game, and I've just noticed lately we've been doing a lot of good games, so I think we do one good game, and then we just
Do one okay game.
okay, sort of okay. Turn the knob just slightly down a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're doing that just today with Dying Light and Dragon's Dogma.
Dying Light is our featured game with the good reviews.
Yeah, the feature game of the good reviews, which is coming out this month.
The 27th.
27th.
$60 at GameStop and Steam Store.
So let's get this review started. So in case you don't know how it goes, we review games in a few different categories: graphics, storyline, gameplay, replayability, and then we add that all together into a final score, and that's our final verdict on the game, and that's how we do it around here. So let's get this thing started.
Nice use of English.
So let's start with Dying Light. So graphics. Now, this is a game that will be on next gen and previous gen.
I don't think previous gen just yet.
No,
I think they're waiting. It probably won't.
It's time to say goodbye to the previous gen stuff, and let's just jump to next gen stuff. Why don't we?
You know, Unity probably won't even be on old gen. Reason being, it takes up a lot of graphical capabilities and capacity and whatever, and old gen doesn't have that. So it's
Interesting.
Like,
However, the graphics on Dying Light I'm gonna get it on PlayStation 4, and graphics are beautiful. It's a colorful world that they've developed here. And it really, when you look at these graphics, they just spell out next gen. That
Actually,
makes sense. It doesn't.
it's cool because I think the game is going to be based in Brazil or something, in a favela-ish area.
Yeah.
Which actually seems really cool. You don't get a lot of games like that. Like Max Payne 3 had that, but it wasn't really a free roam.
No, it wasn't.
You know what I mean? So it could be fun. It might not be.
Yeah.
Who knows? People have different views on games.
Almost seems tropical when you think about it.
Yeah, it does. I guess you can swim too. So
Oh, finally.
Dead. What is it? Dying.
Dying
crap.
Light.
Dead Island.
Dead
Island.
Island.
The makers of Dead Island made this, so it's kind of like an upgrade. But
Yeah, an awesome upgrade with parkour.
oh yeah.
But we'll get into that later. So, give the graphics a solid 9, because you just look at these graphics and they just, next gen. That's just the one thing that crosses in your mind. It's just next gen. 60 frames per second. Good stuff.
And for everybody that doesn't know, 60 frames a second is top line. I don't know,
Top-line
but I
stuff.
know it's 60 frames and 30 frames. 30 frames is just okay. 60 frames when you can run it like that, it's just
For all those
Run it
elderly people
perfectly
in the
with
crowd who
everything.
don't know what the hell we're talking about. What did you give the graphics?
back to me. All right. Well, me gave the graphics a 9. My look on it is it's a very smooth, colorful, very bright game. You walk out into the sunlight from being in a dark area and it'll kind of blur, like a lot of games do nowadays. But it's one of those games that has a lot of light to it.
Oh yeah.
Becomes nighttime, things are a lot more dangerous. You should probably stay indoors.
Stay indoors.
Hey,
Don't go outside.
Because the game isn't out yet, and like we've had to do many times, I gave it a 9, not a 10, because the game isn't out. I haven't played it yet, so we'll see how it goes. I think it'll be good. I'm getting it on PC.
All right. PC users. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that. Let's go to storyline. The storyline for Dying Light is you play as Crane. The guy's name is Crane.
Yeah,
Who
Crane.
names their child Crane?
I guess people who are bird lovers.
Bird lovers. Bird lovers.
Nothing against them. Nothing against
That would
them.
make sense. And he's with this organization.
Oh,
or
it
like
could
some
be a
government thing.
construction worker.
There's that too.
Yeah, they're up to, anyway, keep going. Keep going.
He's with this like organization or like this specific government of some kind. It hasn't really said.
Almost like special military sort
Almost
of thing.
special
I think it's, what is
military.
it, GRE?
GER, GRE,
I think it's
GER.
something like that.
I'm pretty sure it's GER. But anyway, you're dropped in to capture this one guy.
Yeah, you're there to take out a couple guys, and I guess, why don't we just leave it at that? You're supposed to take out
Let's
these two
leave
guys.
it at that.
The
Because we're not spoiling it for you.
what is it? The trailer.
Yeah.
Basically the gameplay trailer. Somebody's playing it, and you parachute in at first, and you get caught on something, your parachute, and you have to hit the ground. You hurt your leg, and all of a sudden these three guys come up, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna break your legs and take you in." You know what I mean? It's kind of like, who are these guys? They come in, they start beating you, and then all of a sudden these other two people come in because you actually shot a gun, and now zombies are flying your way.
Oh, they're coming. Oh, they're
So
coming.
yeah,
you don't even know.
That was kind of a horrible explanation, but
Yeah.
it'll do. They'll get it.
It'll do. It's a solid story when you think about it. Almost original.
Almost.
Almost original.
Almost.
It's not like we haven't seen the zombie thing before.
Without parkour.
Without parkour.
But now that they
I will say it's very interesting to see that the day to night cycle, how that works, and how the zombies like mutate into super zombies when night falls.
that is pretty cool.
I will say that's something I haven't seen before.
I know that they did add that, and I like that. That's
I thought that was
pretty cool.
darn
So
good.
now you better be getting running and have a lot of good skills in order to get away from those things. Bye
them,
bye.
Get them parkour skills. Learn how to hardcore parkour.
Hardcore parkour.
I give the storyline an 8. It's a solid story, mostly original, but it's zombies. You're looking for an antidote. You do this, you do that. Let's add some parkour in there. And the day to night cycle is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's sort of like a lot of day and night cycles are now. It's a day and night cycle. A lot of games don't have that, and it's kind of like, what the heck,
Yeah.
A lot of free roam games. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
like
More
Assassin's
games need
Creed.
day-to-night
They
cycle.
still haven't done that, and it's kind of like,
They
come
still
on.
don't have a day to night cycle in Assassin's Creed.
It's like, oh,
Ubisoft, we're looking at you here.
yeah. That's one thing that's kind of, something as simple as that can kind of get to me in the way that, this game is that. Something as small as that, or a certain sound of a weapon, or things like that. It's just the little things that really do bother me with games.
Would you give the storyline?
Would I give it?
Yeah.
Give it a 9.
You gave
I'm
it
one
a
better than you.
One up
Anyway.
here. Mr.
Well, I'm the only reasonable one here that'll play everything.
You wish, kid.
Oh, yeah, okay. Anyway, so 9, I put very intense. You have to do a lot of running away from zombies. Sometimes you can sit there and fight. You can do some crazy moves that you can learn, like stepping off zombies' heads to get up to a higher point on a wall or a building. That looks awesome. I really think that'd be pretty cool. So, yeah. I got nothing else for it. Do you?
Yep. Nope.
No?
Gameplay. Now, the gameplay, we've mentioned this before, there is parkour elements, and it's like Dying Light. No, it's not. It's like more like Dead Island.
Nice.
See what I did?
Well, it's made by Techland, and I guess
Same makers of
from
Dead
what I
Island.
heard, yeah, a lot of the people, well, a couple of the people from Mirror's Edge. Who did Mirror's Edge? EA, I think.
who did
Yeah,
Mirror's
EA.
Edge?
They went.
EA
And
did
gave
EA.
them some new animations and whatever for the parkour.
Yes.
Really cool.
You can say officially that this is Mirror's Edge mixed with Dead Island.
That's what they've said, actually. So
That is exactly how it's described.
Yeah,
That's exactly what this is.
you know, and zip lines too. If you've played Mirror's Edge, which I suggest you do, it's a very short storyline, but it's pretty fun.
It's fun.
If you're zip lining, there's a certain way your character looks. If you look down, like their legs are kind of like up and at an angle, so like you're ready to like run as soon as you get off. And it has that sort of look too, and sliding and everything. It has certain looks.
The sliding,
just like it.
Because I I recognize that sliding.
It's pretty cool because you can do like a drop kick. It's like you drop kick enemies off a building.
That drop kick, though, bat.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Game got brutal.
That was so cool.
Anyway, so back down to you.
Gameplay, I gave it a 9 because even though I never played Mirror's Edge, I've always wanted to. Why? Because I like parkour. Because parkour is cool and you can hardcore parkour.
Even though you've never done parkour.
Yeah, you haven't either.
Sure about that?
Well, I have played Dead Island, and I enjoyed Dead Island. So, you know, when the two mix together, it's almost like paradise when you think. And I can't wait to just like get into that.
That's what you've said about many other games. It's paradise.
You're not paradise. We can confirm that.
Ooh, that's rough. That really hurt, man. Totally. I'm not
soul.
paradise.
In the soul.
Just get back to your game review, will you?
Go. Just what did you
Stop boring us anyway. This kid is so boring. Anyway, I gave it a 9.
I can hire and fire.
Parkour. The word parkour. That's the only way to explain it. Yeah, you said quite a bit on it. I like it. Zombie and parkour, you never see that.
Yeah,
there's
really
nothing even close to that. You can hop fences in some zombie games. That's cool. But you can't just like run and parkour up this and then do a roll down over here and like, dude, are you serious? This is like all new, awesome, intense movie, crazy game thing combined in one.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it's oh man, I can't wait. I can't. I'm trying to find something that I can play right now on my computer just to get me through the next 2 weeks. It's like, oh, I can't find it.
Oh, it's brutal.
It hurts so much.
Oh, yeah. Replayability. So the replayability is pretty good because there's a skill tree that you can use. There's like the agility for the parkour and then the melee attack.
I give it a 10.
Not better, same thing.
I'm going to fire him as soon as the show's over. He won't be here. He won't be here.
This is
He
my
won't be
show.
here. I'll take over.
Get out of here.
I'm the new CEO of the Troy and Joe show. See, my name rhymes with it, Joe show. Anyway, replayability, I gave it a 10. Okay, 10. What? You know, I got a 10, you get a 10. Anyway, it's just like Assassin's Creed. There's a lot more to do after. You can find things, you can get blueprints to make certain weapons. I can't explain much. You know, there's no cars because there's parkour. So no trucks or anything just laying around. Yeah, I know, right?
You can just run up a wall.
Yeah, I know, right? God, that truck can't hit me. Yeah. There, you can actually, I don't know if it's blueprints to make traps, but like you can make like car traps. You just trigger like something in the battery.
Blueprints for that. I think that was already there.
Okay, well, you find a car that might be still intact in just like the middle of the road. You go to the hood, you mess something with the battery, mess with something, and then you walk away and you'll have like a button control. And you'll just hit the button and it'll like send out like a shockwave of air and it'll kill zombies. And what the hell are you doing? Don't look at me with that tone of voice.
I'm moving on to the final score. So the final score for me would be a solid 9. You know, when you think about like Mirror's Edge and how good that game was, and then like, why does the name of this one escape me? Dead Island, there it is. When you put those two together, it just seems like a great idea. Like, when's the last time you've seen like parkour and zombies together in the same like capacity or whatever, in the same playing field?
Never.
Never.
Only in YouTube short
Never.
videos and whatever.
Yeah.
See, now
that's
there is
genius.
a cool movie, Brick Mansions, which has parkour. That was a good movie. It was it was kind of like some spots, but overall it was pretty cool to parkour. They hired the parkour master, I guess you could say, David Bell, really good actor, really good at parkour too. But just it's things like that you don't hear much about. Zombies and parkour, you've always wanted that. Like, think about it. Everybody talks about that sort of thing. And now that they finally come out with a game like that, everybody's like psyched. Yeah. I can guarantee you everybody, even if they're Madden fans and that's it, they're going to be psyched about that game because that's got parkour and zombies. Like, what? It's just never been done.
Yeah, would you give it?
I gave it a, let's see, 9 total.
Yeah.
9 total. It's kind of like, it's okay, but see, I can't say it's awesome and God loves it and everybody's awesome because they made it. It's we don't have it.
This game is God's gift to the world.
I'm sure it will be. No, but see, we don't have it, so we can't really say whether it's good, great, awesome, bad, horrible, killing people. I don't know.
All right. So let's move on to our mediocre game. Okay, so our mediocre game would be Dragon's Dogma. So, how do you describe Dragon's Dogma, really?
Well,
how do you do it? I'm going to tell you how you do that, okay? So you take Shadow of the Colossus, all right?
Which I mentioned yesterday.
Mm-hmm. You take, DMC, Devil May Cry.
Okay.
And then you take a little bit of the difficulty from Dark Souls.
And then a little bit of the open wilderness from Skyrim.
Yeah, a little bit of the open world from Skyrim. In fact, a lot like it because it's the same map size. You put it all in a blender, you mix it up, and that's pretty much Dragon's Dogma.
Well, actually, that just makes it sound way too good.
It does, because there's just so many things wrong with this game.
Yeah, he had it. I played it a little bit. It is kind of a pain
for the short
sometimes.
period I had with this thing.
There is no fast travel, so it's kind of
we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But
graphics, I played it for PlayStation 3. I don't know what other consoles it might have been on, but
I think it was only PlayStation.
I think it was probably only PlayStation 3. I just burped right there.
Oh, keep going.
Oh, no, I'm going to keep going. Yeah, so the graphics were just, I'm not going to lie, it was all right, but
it's made by Capcom.
It's made by Capcom, which is very surprising.
Their graphics aren't perfect, but they're still good. You know what I mean? Like, Resident Evil never had top of the line graphics. But it was always a nasty game. Everybody loved that game.
Are you kidding me? Resident Evil 6 looked
awesome.
awesome.
It's just,
Resident Evil 6 looked great. That's not the point. I gave the graphics a 7. Because, they were all right. But, I honestly think they could have done better with those graphics. I really do.
Yeah, they could have.
Even those PlayStation 3, I really do. Those graphics.
Yeah, I gave it a 7 on the graphics as well. I don't really have much of an explanation other than it's Capcom. I'll give them kind of like a little space there because, like I said, they're not top of the line graphics creators. They want to make good gameplay, and they do. They do. It's overall it's a pretty cool game with a lot of things.
Yeah, what'd you give the graphics?
I said 7.
7?
Maybe you should listen. Instead of just talking,
talk
blah, 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 blah,
louder than me. How about that?
Oh, talk louder.
All right. So, storyline. Now, this is one of the major flaws in the game. The main story and the side quests are just dull. Very dull, uninteresting whatsoever. And that saddens me to say, because it's an original story. It's an original story.
Well, yeah, with a dragon eats your heart out and somehow survive.
Some dragon wakes up after a millennia sleep or something.
Sounds like Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, but
something like that. And then it starts terrorizing the town that you're living in. And after trying to kill it with a rusty sword,
Yeah,
that
that's
worked
totally,
well.
That's gonna work.
No, the dragon knocks you down, steals your heart, eats the thing, and then just flies away. And then for some reason, you're still alive because you're the Awaken.
Awaken?
Yeah, Awaken. I've looked into this actually. And what? And then and then it doesn't even say like how or why. And you go off to get your heart back? Is that what happens? Is that what you're doing? It doesn't say. It doesn't say. And
Yeah, just you have to
the
do
presentation for this was good. They just didn't follow up on it. And I gave the story a 6 because I completely forgot what I was like fighting for throughout the whole time. And the side quests just made me go like, why am I even doing this? This isn't even how I like continue in the game. Like, who am I doing this for? I don't even know you. It was just a huge disappointment.
You're not making any sense.
You gonna give your opinion on the storyline or what?
I gave the storyline a 5. I didn't play it fully. It just from what he's told me, doesn't sound very good. It sounds like you said original, but I'm kind of like, well, Capcom, come on. There are cool things in this game that no other game has, but it's kind of like Capcom.
It's Capcom.
Come on,
Capcom. How could you do this?
I know the Resident Evil games are a huge success, all of them.
Same people that
In my
made Mega
opinion.
Man. You can make Mega Man awesome, but not this? What?
Well, Mega Man's been around for a while. Dragon's Dogma, I don't know. It's been around for a couple
It
years
was a
now.
good experiment. I'll give it that.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, they tried. I'll give them that, or maybe they didn't. I wasn't sitting there watching them make it, but I feel like they probably did try. So, moving on to you, I gave this around a 5.
Gameplay. So, and this is where I get into the final 2 major flaws. In case you didn't know, there are 3 major flaws. The first one was the storyline being dull, and now that we're on to gameplay, might as well talk about the other 2. The first one is basically like the pawn AI. See, there's no multiplayer. There's none of that. Instead, you have this system called the pawns. Like, you can like customize your own personal pawn that follows you everywhere, and you can grab other 2 pawns that other players have made, and then send them out with you.
So you'll like have other people's pawns and whatever with you.
But it's not multiplayer. They're not playing with you.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Okay. And another thing is they never shut up. They constantly talk and never shut up. Screaming goblin 4 or 5 times in the span of 15 seconds. And like, if I hear I grant you Fire's Blaze one more time, I'm going to staple my ears shut. I swear. Like, I cannot hear that again.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
How many times did they say that?
Oh, like the whole battle. Even like after the battle's end, they say it 3 more times, and then it's just, oh, we're done. Oh, okay. Okay. And the final main flaw, the third and final one, is that there's no effective fast travel system.
Yeah, people might think that that's so much better. But it's kind of like,
oh no, that's okay. I can walk on it. No, you don't understand. This map is huge, like Skyrim huge.
And there's no horses.
There's
nothing.
no horses, no means of like traveling quickly. Like you hike it there on your own 2 feet, miles and miles, and just and enemies spawn in the same locations all the time.
So you go here, you fight this troll or whatever. Yeah. You beat it. Okay, I go there. Okay, beat it. Go past it. Now you have to fight a boss. Okay, I beat the boss. Now you go back, and there it is again.
Yeah.
It's kind of like...
So all the time, while you're traveling back and forth between the same locations over and over again, fighting the same enemies over and over again, while your traveling crew behind you never shuts up.
And they don't do much.
It just drives you insane. Now, like, those who actually put up with this game, there are these things called fairy crystals. And
fairy crystals?
Yeah, and they teleport you. So I guess that kind of counts? No, it doesn't. it teleports you to one location only. That or like other locations if you set up a portal link or something there. But they might as well not even have that because they're so rare. They're like ultra rare.
Like you will.
I'm talking like
awesome.
it's more you can like it's like a blue moon occurring on Friday the 13th when all the planets are aligned. It never happens.
Okay. Well, that sounds like that is kind of annoying.
Even though that, the combat is still great. DMC style combat. The boss battles are amazing. No, what is it? Like, I had the name off the top of my head. Quick time events. There's no quick time events. Good old fashioned, you just hack and slash at the boss until it's dead. Climb all over its body, hitting weak points like a troll or a griffin that takes off and starts flying like 100 feet in the air while you hold on for dear life. It's epic. It's cool.
Yeah, that's where the Shadow of Colossus.
That's where the Shadow of Colossus comes in.
See, Shadow of the Colossus, I think when you hurt the boss a certain way, that's when you could climb all over it.
Yeah. I gave the gameplay an 8 because even though, you know, if you can look past the flaws, it's still good gameplay. I gave it an 8.
Okay. Well, I gave it a 7.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's not really much to explain after what you just said, but, you know, that whole fast travel thing, like I said before, the small things annoy me. You know, it's a huge map. I can't just run there. I'd get annoyed after, like, 10 minutes of just running, straight running to get to this one boss and just running past enemies. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, no.
You know, it'd take me too long, and I'd just get frustrated, and I'd be like, you know what, no, I'm playing something else, and I'd move on to something else. You know, it's kind of like it's the small things that just annoy you and tick you off. You know, so it's kind of like, you know, there's not much to say.
Replayability. Now, the replayability, no, like it's sort of kind of all right, but there's one save file, and that's it. One save file, that's it. And the classes, there's like 3 different classes when you start the game, but as you go along, you can unlock more classes, and some of them like dual intertwine. Like you can have like a skilled mage that's also an archer.
Ah, okay.
That's pretty cool. So the replayability, I gave it a 6 because like, you know, like the storyline, no, but gameplay good and custom really good glasses.
Glasses?
Classes.
Really good glasses. Huh?
Whatever.
They got some cool glasses.
Hurry up.
Anyway, so I gave it a 5. 5. Yeah, it's you know, you can replay, but that one save thing, that's annoying.
Save file.
You know, so you beat the game. Okay, well, I want to be this class now. Well, too bad.
You have to start over your old one.
Over.
Save over your old one.
You know, see, now what would be cool is if you could have all 4 classes or all 5, 6.
Yeah,
in
however
one
many
person.
there are.
Then that would actually be kind of fun, and that would empower you to beat the big enemies faster and killing bosses quicker. Maybe that would make it more fun, and maybe more fun to travel around.
Yeah.
But you know, we saw that video yesterday. You know, that guy was fighting. What was it? Cyclopses.
Yeah.
It took him
With an
like
assassin
10, 15 minutes just to try to kill one of them.
Yeah.
You know, it was too long, and just you didn't have enough power in your swings and everything. It was kind of like, you know, why would I play this when it's just you're so weak, you can't do much, sitting there fighting for 10 minutes. You beat the enemy, and now it's kind of like, well,
okay.
I don't really want to go and do this boss because now I'm low on health and I don't have any potions.
Yeah.
So that means I'm gonna have to go all the way back.
Which is
to
why
the
what
big
you do
town
is,
and,
you want to know how you avoid
know.
that? You get your custom pawn that travels with you everywhere. You make them a mage, so that way they can heal you. That's how you fix that problem.
That's
Figured it out. Final score.
fast.
Final score for me for the game is a 7. Because even though the 3 major flaws in this game, if you can look past all these flaws, it's still good. You will face frustration after frustration after frustration, complete frustration. But when you finally get to that boss fight, it's so satisfying. It's so fun and
Did
satisfying.
you ever beat the boss?
I did beat a few bosses.
Really? Oh, I'm talking about the final.
No, never got up to that. I never had the patience for that. But I am actually gonna pick it up again and give this like another chance. I went into this game knowing the 3 flaws in the first place. Still hated it. But I'm gonna give it another chance because like older, you're more mature, you can deal with this kind of stuff. What'd you give it?
They gave it a 6 final score.
6 final score?
It adds up. Like you said, you go through everything. It's a good game. I like that idea of Shadow of the Colossus, where you can climb all around and hit it and hit the enemy in the eye or something. It'll hurt it even more. Or things like that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
You can just, and it's basically like a free climb. You don't just like jump onto certain spots. Like you can just climb all around. You can climb onto the stomach, all around to the head. It's cool. Doing that with a dragon up in the air. That's awesome. It's like how can like no other game think of that?
Yeah.
Games should have that aspect, but again, the flaws, free,
All the stuff.
fast travel and everything,
All the stuff. Yeah. So, and that's being generous with the game, but that about wraps it up here for all of us here. So, yeah, I said that. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.